Hello, my YouTube family. This is the OG Crypto New Jack coming at you with some juicy news. But before I begin, let me say I'm not a financial advisor. Anything you see or hear in this video is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered as financial advice. Remember to do your own research and consult with a qualified professional before making investment decisions. Okay, we're going to begin looking at the total crypto market, and it is at 1.14 trillion and is up 4.1%. Coming in at number one is Bitcoin at 27,429. Coming in at number two is Ethereum at 1,719. And our beloved XRPS is coming in number 5 at 53 cents. Taking a look at crypto bubbles, and it looks like it's a sea of green, and that is nice to see. The fear and greed index is neutral, coming in at 49. And before I continue this part of the video, I just want to send my well wishes and good vibrations to Ben Armstrong from Bitboy Crypto. From what I understand on YouTube and X.com, he's no longer part of the company that he created, and he mentioned that he has some drug problems in his past, and from what I'm hearing and reading about, he seems to have gotten into that same problem from the past, and also mismanaging the finances of the company. So I just want to wish him well. He's a married man, family man. He has children depending on him, and I just want for him to recover from his situation. He was good for the crypto space, and he will continue to be. I will make that assumption. And he was one of the people that I used to subscribe to when I started my crypto journey, going down the crypto rabbit hole about 3 years ago. So, Ben, I hope you're doing well and get yourself better, and hope to see you back in the saddle soon. Okay, good vibrations your way, my friend. Okay, we're going to begin today. Shout out to Megan. Brics leaders have reached a consensus on the expansion guidelines of admission into Brics. The following countries will be full members of Brics with effect from January 1st, 2024. Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. This is what happened last week. Black Swan Capitalist writes, will the Brics harness the power of RippleNet for their payment solution? Yes. The evidence is compelling. There are too many links between Brics, financial institutions, and Ripple. Dive deeper and you'll discover that the new development bank has ties to RippleNet as well. Chad Steingraber writes, now that we have the official Brics Plus, look again at what is happening. The Pan-African Payment Service is a new rail for local currencies. No dollar, no SWIFT. Do It Now is the same. No SWIFT, connected to Kuwait and more soon. Aiden, FedNow service provider, is Do It. And moving on, also is Chad Steingraber. Diaspora Bank built on XRPS, a platform for stablecoins and connects all 50 African currencies. No SWIFT. Cutting out SWIFT in Africa will save the entire continent over $5 billion in SWIFT fees alone. Pan-Africa Payment Settlement System, PAPS. That's a lot of money to save. Okay, moving on. Shout out to Cypress Demanacor. He writes, Ripple is always at the forefront involved in laying the pipes for this new digital foundation in some way, shape, or form, and people think it's not by design. Wake up, capital markets and bonds. Come on now, that's trillions, and we know it's coming. Just be patient. Anyone who told you this would be overnight lied. Let me play this video.
Shout out to the Brics research team. They're freaking on one today, dropping gems in the private chat. Let's head over to the CDSL website real fast. If you're not too entirely sure who this is, the Central Depository Service in India, that's going to play an important role. We're the market infrastructure institution, MII, and crucial part of the capital market structure, providing services to all market participants, exchanges, clearing corporations, depository participants, etc. Right? And we're going to come over here. The reason why this is so important, right? This is directly from the CDSL website. This is a PDF from them talking about empowering Indian capital markets. India's capital markets are among the most distinctive in the world. These markets are well regulated, facilitating investors' protection while offering a wide range of investment opportunities for businesses alike. The reason why this is so important is because you all remember this document from the Czech National Bank where they go on to talk about improving cross-border payments have been developed in the private sector. Examples include RippleNet and Stellar right there. And then they also mention right here, Ripple is already a household name on the Indian subcontinent, right? So this is why it plays such an important role. But check this out. Let's go back to this document when they're talking about capital markets and corporate bonds, right? So right here it says, this is likely to bring in greater transparency in the manner in which the secured instruments are issued and managed in the capital markets. Issuers proposing to issue bonds may visit the CDSL Distributed Ledger Technology Service System, and then it provides a link. Well, if you click on that link, it takes you to this website with a login and username and password and whatnot. This is directly from the CDSL, but right down here, you see powered by Quartz, right? This, like I said, the Brics research team pays attention to this type of stuff. So right at the bottom of this website where you have to go, where it's talking about, people that want to issue bonds may visit this website. Okay, well, it's powered by Quartz. Do you all not remember Tata Consulting Services, Quartz, transforming businesses through technology? We remember this PDF directly from Quartz, right? Oh, would you look at that? Would you freaking look at that, ladies and gentlemen? You think we're making this stuff up, or do you think it's all for a reason? And they have not flipped the switch yet. Very interesting to say the least. We also have this one as well. We know that back in 2019, Ripple partnered with TCS, Tata Consulting Services, is a multinational conglomerate with a headquarter located in Mumbai, India. The IT giant comes in partnership with Ripple to take global remittance services to a high level. Pay attention to detail. Don't get shaken out. We know that they're building the new payment rails to facilitate that right there.
Shout out to Cypress Domenico for those deep dives. Okay, moving on. Digital perspectives. The BIS knows the real way to remain relevant in an ever-changing digital world is to solve cross-border payments, friction problems, and drive the world's liquidity into a system they will use. Now is a good time to remind everyone that Ripple just joined the BIS task force was just such a problem. Let me play the video.
Where do you see the biggest advantage to stablecoins?
Well, it's about having a technology that cuts across borders and that can help cut the cost and improve the speed of cross-border payments, which everyone agrees now are too slow and too costly. So I would say the top priority for the global community is not about CBDC. CBDC will come in, so central bank digital currency. It will come in due course in different ways, and we're working on it. But the top urgent priority is to improve cross-border payments, in particular for low-income and developing economies, because that's a matter of financial inclusion and that's a matter of growth for the global economy. It's not about CBDC. CBDC will come in, so central bank digital currency. It will come in due course in different ways, and we're working on it. But the top urgent priority is to improve cross-border payments, in particular for low-income and developing economies, because that's a matter of financial inclusion, and that's a matter of growth for the global economy.
Delicacies here that you can't speak about.
Well, there you heard it there yourself. The BIS, the central bank to central banks, making cross-border payments a priority over CBDCs. And it's not a coincidence that Ripple has joined the BIS task force. Not a coincidence. Okay, moving on. Yasser Mubarak writes, I'm willing to bet that this trial will never happen. The SEC cannot risk people calling to the stand, Bill Hinman, Jay Clayton, and other current and former SEC officials. The SEC cannot risk a jury of 12 ordinary citizens rendering judgment on its practices. The SEC is using the cover of interlocutory appeal to push for a stay in these proceedings. If that fails, they will have no choice but to withdraw the allegations against Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Lawson. And he's not the only one that thinks that. Here we have Jeremy Hogan. He writes, why do I get the feeling that one way or another, this trial is never going to happen? And then he writes a couple of things. The pending request for appeal, the SEC obliquely signaling its willingness to drop the charges, the embarrassing witnesses Ripple will call, and a couple other things X doesn't give room for typing. So there you go. Okay, moving on. Shout out to Mac Attack. Right, Ripple XRP enters testing phase with financial powerhouse Western Union. Western Union, the financial giant, is stepping into the world of cryptocurrencies. And CEO Hikmet Ersek revealed that the company has his eyes on Ripple. So that is good to see. Subjective views. When the central bankers start exchanging digital banknotes amongst themselves seamlessly and instantaneously using DLT, be sure that retail-facing digital currencies will be right around the corner. And that's just a video of Christine Lagarde. Moving on. Shout out to XRP Crypto Wolf. Almost 500 million XRP was bought by Anonymous Whale. I think they know something that we don't. Okay, shout out to John Dean. On June 13th, 2018, SEC enforcement lawyers forwarded Bill Hinman an XRP Howey memo applying the Howey test to sales of XRP. That is the day before Hinman's infamous June 14, 2018 speech declaring BTC and ETH as non-securities. Guess what the XRP Howey memo did not recommend in June of 2028? It didn't recommend an enforcement action. It didn't even recommend a stop selling XRP, cease and desist letter be sent to Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, or Chris Lawson. When Brad Garlinghouse and Joel Schwartz met with Clayton and Hinman a couple months after the XRP was written, and Brad told Hinman and Clayton Ripple was living in purgatory because Hinman gave BTC and ETH clarity but not XRP, and asked what gives. Neither Clayton nor Hinman told them that it was because XRP was a security. We know very well that the XRP Howey concluded something other than XRP security. It kind of makes you wonder why they filed the case as they were leaving the SEC forever, doesn't it? I 100% agree with that. Shout out to Gemini. Who's going to earn XRP rewards on the Gemini credit card? Issued by WebBank. Terms apply. And I got to tell you, I welcome Gemini to the XRP army, and it's all good for the space and the XRP army. I'm glad they relisted XRP and showing a lot of love our way. I'll take it. Shout out to Michael Branch. You don't say. Former Goldman Sachs executive Raoul Paul is predicting that the total market capitalization for cryptocurrencies will soon soar to 10 trillion as institutions pour into the digital asset space. And you know what? If we get all these Bitcoin spot ETFs going, I would have to agree with that 100%. Shout out to Eleanor Tourette. She writes, SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce dissented from the SEC's final private funds rule, calling it ahistorical, unjustified, unlawful, impractical, confusing, and harmful. And I agree 100% with that. Michael Branch again, the Zum, a native wallet for the XRP Ledger developed by XRP Labs, revealed a partnership to expand its payment capabilities. According to an official post, the wallet partnered with GitHub to add more on and off-ramp options. That is good to see. Shout out to Easy. Digital Euro Association celebrates Ripple's membership in the MasterCard CBDC program. Ripple keeps getting bigger and growing more partners. Shout out to Whale. The State Bank of Pakistan has recognized Ripple's cryptocurrency XRP as a key player in global payments technology. It's just, it cannot be stopped. The train has left the station. Okay, here we have ISO 222. Shout out to them. Brad Garlinghouse presentation in Swift National Bank.
It was built by some engineers who had seen some of the flaws of Bitcoin and the challenges of scalability around Bitcoin. Where Bitcoin today, on a per transaction basis, it's rather slow and rather expensive. XRP is very, very fast, about 1,000 times faster per transaction and 1,000 times cheaper per transaction.
1,000 times faster, 1,000 times cheaper. XRP, the standard, second to none. Okay, shout out to eGrad Crypto. He is talking about a Bermuda Triangle, $27, and he has the charts over here if you want to take a look at it. I'm not a chart guy, but I'll take those $27 for sure, without a doubt. Hopefully it comes to fruition. Okay, moving on. ISO 2022. Companies are shifting from Ethereum blockchain to XRP Ledger for a faster and carbon neutral transaction, plus no gas fees. And that is definitely what's going to happen, especially now that XRP got clarity. Why would you continue to be on a blockchain that is way slower and way more expensive? I don't see why they're not on it now. Okay, shout out to Crypto Airy. Governance Index Committee determined XRP traded volume and order book depth meets requisite criteria for re-inclusion to Coinbase XRP Liquid Index by the 24th of August. Programmatic sales to public and sales to Ripple Labs employees okay. And that is good to see. Okay, shout out to Crypto Era again. She writes 7 seconds, that's it, in and out. Let me play the video.
We use mainly XRP, Ripple XRP.
Ripple, yeah.
But we do it for good reason. It's very quick. And the cost of transaction is quite low. Very low. So typically we're only in crypto for 7 seconds. That's it.
7 seconds.
7 seconds. That's it. So we're in and out. So you put your rand in, and your pounds out, and it's gone from rands to XRP, XRP to.
Wow.
That's it, folks. 7 seconds, and sometimes it probably is even faster than that. Okay, Crypto Area again. Emi Yoshikawa, VP of Corporate Strategy at Ripple at Consensus yesterday. Let me play the video.
Well, I joined Ripple in 2016, so it's been almost 7 years. Not as quite long as Eric, but totally agree, it's quite a journey today. So Ripple is a leading provider of enterprise blockchain software and solutions, including cross-border payments and crypto liquidity and CBDCs. Well, I want to answer the question by sharing some key insights and data points from the blockchain payments report we just co-published with US Faster Payment Council just last month. It's available on Ripple's website, so please check it out. But for that report, we surveyed about 300 payments professionals across 45 different countries, and to really understand the current adoption of blockchain payments and also the benefits and challenges as well. And what's really encouraging is 100% of the respondents agree that there are definitive benefits of using blockchain and crypto in payments. And 97% of respondents said they believe that blockchain and crypto will play a significant role in transforming payments in the next 3 years. So clearly, it is no longer a question of if, right? It's more of a question of when and how. When I started working at Ripple 7 years ago, there was still a lot of skepticism and question of, does the payments industry really need blockchain or crypto? But we no longer hear that question. It's really more about like when and how. And in fact, a lot of the people here in this industry believe that next 2 or 3 years is going to be a tipping point for mass adoption.
You heard it there. 2 or 3 years is going to be a tipping point for mass adoption. Love to see it. Eleanor Terrett writes, breaking, a DC Court of Appeals has granted Grayscale's petition for review to convert its GBTC trust into a Bitcoin spot ETF and has ordered the SEC's order be vacated. Documents and detail to come. And here we have Eleanor Terrett again. This is the Grayscale's statement. And they write, today, the DC Circuit ruled in favor of Grayscale in our lawsuit challenging the SEC's decision denying GBTC's conversion to an ETF. This is a monumental step forward for American investors, the Bitcoin ecosystem, and all those who have been advocating for Bitcoin's exposure to the added protections of the ETF wrapper. The Grayscale team and our ledger and our legal advisors are actively reviewing the details outlined in the court's opinion and will be pursuing next steps with the SEC. We will share more information as soon as possible. And the SEC just keeps getting crushed. I love it. Here we have Stuart Alderati commenting on that very thing, specifically on CoinDesk's post. And Stuart Alderati writes, the SEC is getting battered in the court. In our case, has been proven wrong, been called hypocritical, lacking faithful allegiance to the law, fined for discovery abuses, and now another distinguished court saying it's arbitrary and capricious. That's a really big deal, and it sure is, because they are not working in good faith. Absolutely not. Okay, shout out to Cowboy Crypto. He writes, ex-JP Morgan and current CEO of Grayscale, Michael Sonnenschein, became Grayscale CEO on January 7, 2021, immediately following the SEC's lawsuit against Ripple. Grayscale will dissolve their XRP trust on January 13th, 21. JP Morgan guys are always at the tip of the sword when it comes to stabbing Ripple XRP in the back. And you know what? It kind of seems that way. Sure does. I agree with Cowboy Crypto there. Okay, here we have Jack the Rippler. He writes, the Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman, the Middle East will be Europe 2.0. I don't want to die before I see the Middle East at the forefront of the world. Let me play the video.
أنا أعتقد أن أوروبا الجديدة هي الشرق الأوسط. المملكة العربية السعودية في ال5 سنوات القادمة سوف تكون مختلفة تماما. البحرين سوف تكون مختلفة تماما. الكويت حتى قطر على خلافنا معهم لديهم اقتصاد قوي سوف تكون مختلفة تماما بعد 5 سنوات. الإمارات، عمان، لبنان، الأردن، مصر، العراق والفرص التي لديها. إذا نجحنا في ال5 سنوات القادمة سوف تلتحق فينا دول أكثر وسوف تكون النهضة القادمة في العالم في 30 سنة القادمة في الشرق الأوسط إن شاء الله. هذه حرب السعوديين، هذه حربي اللي أخوضها شخصيا، ولا أريد أن أفارق الحياة إلا وأرى الشرق الأوسط في مقدمة.
There you go. You see from the captions being translated, he's saying the Middle East will be a crypto, with the forefront of crypto. That's what he wants to see. And you know what? We are going to be getting left behind if we don't start doing what's right here in America. Okay, shout out to the digital asset investor. He writes, the value is in the protocol. Most people in crypto have not truly internalized this yet because we haven't had a utility bull run. They will, and when they do realize it is a slow rise, will become a stampede. And that is 100% true. Okay, shout out to Panos, writes, fun fact, the XRP ledger has a built-in DEX, which is operating since 2012, making it the first DEX in the history. Decentralized trading and DeFi has been the core value proposition of the XRPL ecosystem. And that is true. Okay, Jack the Rippler writes, boom, Ripple makes big move, on-demand liquidity, now live in India's $50 billion remittance arena. I'm telling you, Ripple just keeps getting bigger and stronger and more partners. It just is unstoppable. Walter Bloomberg writes, Twitter X acquires required license to add crypto payments. X may possibly introduce cryptocurrency sending and receiving feature to its millions of users worldwide. Well, that remains to be seen, but it certainly looks like that's where it's headed. And here we have the man himself, Brad Garlinghouse, and he makes this statement after Ripple, the company, puts out this tweet where they say, save the date. We're hosting a community celebration on September 29th in New York City. Stay tuned for more details to come later this week. And he writes, as promised, it's time for that proper victory party. The last few years have been quite the journey, and I look forward to sharing a celebratory toast on September 29th in New York City. And I can't wait myself, and I will be attending. Absolutely. And David Joel Cat Schwartz writes, guessing how many of you I will see at both Apex Dev Summit and the community celebration, hopefully a lot. I hope so too. Like I said, I will be attending the one in New York City. And depending on the price appreciation of XRP, by the time the summit is happening, I may be going there as well. But definitely New York City, I will be there for sure. Well, okay, fam, that's going to do it for today's video. If you found this video to be helpful, would you please smash the like and subscribe? I would really appreciate it, and it doesn't cost you anything. Thank you much in advance. And in the words of Snoop Dogg, keep your mind on your money and your money on your mind. Peace out, fam.